Welcome to Stuff and Whiskey. I'm Josh.
And I'm Erin.
And we just did a totally blind head-to-head between these two MGP source bourbons, Smoke Wagon Uncut Unfiltered and Belle Meade Reserve.
Which one is actually worth your money? Welcome to the channel, bringing a real-world perspective to the real-world whiskey consumer.
We're not professional whiskey tasters, but what we will do is we'll take a portion of our blind sample pool here where we make these interesting matchups between two pairs, and we'll randomly select one, and we'll tell you what we think about it. We'll tell you the things that are important to us, the price, the availability after we find out what it is. I've totally mixed this intro up, but what I meant was that we'll tell you what the taste is completely blind. Then we'll find out how much it costs and react to that. We'll find out what we're drinking and react to that. And in the end, we'll give it a real world score. So we're going to randomly select one of these.
Okay.
And if you like these types of head-to-heads where you get our honest opinions, then you can see them every week on the channel on Thursdays. We drop one of these every week.
Yep.
And we're doing the 15th pair today.
15.
So 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. You get to subscribe and watch us count. So.
Yes, numbers. Good
It worked for Sesame Street, so maybe it'll work for us
Maybe.
too. We're going to be right back with our first impressions of these two after we clean the rest of this mess up. First impressions on glass one. Cheers.
Smells like whiskey.
Yeah, it smells like classic bourbon.
There's nothing like jumping out at me.
Apple, caramel, vanilla, oak. That's exactly what it smells like. Just a very typical bourbon.
Ooh, it tastes like popcorn. Might be because I just had pretzels though. Tastes like buttered popcorn to me.
I think I could see the popcorn note. I'm getting more of like the buttery note. It's coming across more on the
buttered popcorn.
Yeah, like the caramel vanilla to me kind of comes together in like a very buttery note. That's good. That's really solid. More apple on the nose going back to it.
Yeah, I'm still getting buttered popcorn. I'm gonna clear my palate once we taste these more and see if I still get that.
Oh, got a little bit more astringency there on the second sip. All right, let's get into glass two.
Smells, again, classic whiskey.
Smells a little bit more bright and fruity to me.
Yeah, a little bit more.
But like glass one was a little bit more on the caramel vanilla oak side. This one's a little bit more on the bright fruity kind of artificial fruit side. Like an artificial fruit candy.
Taste it.
Interesting.
It's just like easy.
Yeah, it's very easy. It's very pleasant.
Yeah.
This is like a glass that will hold the door open for you.
It's a gentleman, is what it is.
Yeah. Yeah. Like some glasses will they'll open the door and they'll go in first and they'll just drop it.
Oh, rude people.
Super rude.
Rude.
And there's
this glass is not rude.
There's some rude bourbons that I quite enjoy because they're a little rowdy. But this right here is not that. This is the opposite of that.
This is a southern gentleman.
Okay, wow, I'm getting more astringency on the nose. I got more astringency on second sip on one. Now I'm getting more astringency on the nose on glass two.
Yeah, I am a little bit, but maybe because you told me.
Yeah, on first blush, glass one seems just like really classic bourbon. Glass two seems to be a little bit more smoothed off, rounded off in its profile, a little less spiky.
Yeah.
I'm not really sure which one I prefer right now. They're both pretty good.
They're both good on initial impressions. We need to take some time and kind of compare them a little bit more.
Yeah, we're going to spend some time off camera doing that, focusing on what we're actually tasting rather than talking to a camera in our face.
Yeah.
And we'll be right back with what we actually think about these. All right, after taking these two for a little spin around the block, how you feeling? What are you thinking? Let's start with glass one.
All right. Glass one gets 2 thumbs up on the nose.
Oh, wow.
The nose opened up for me. I don't have any notes per se. Other than that, it just smelled really good. It just smelled like a classic bourbon, but in the best way.
Yeah.
It gets a thumbs up on flavor and a thumbs up on the overall experience.
No, glass one for me got a thumbs up on the nose, thumbs up on the flavor, thumbs up on the experience, thumbs up on the experience.
Yeah.
My notes are nose, classic bourbon, flavors, classic bourbon, experience, classic bourbon.
Yeah.
Caramel, vanilla, oak, apple. Very classic bourbon. Like if somebody wants to know what bourbon tastes like, they need to drink glass one.
Yeah.
It's very approachable. It's very good. It's kind of tame but not boring.
I wouldn't call it tame.
You wouldn't?
I wouldn't.
Okay.
Compared to glass 2, I feel like glass 2 is a little tamer.
That's fair. But it's approachable but not boring. And it's a good glass. I'm very happy with glass 1. Let's go into glass 2. Speaking of, where are you at on that?
All right. So on nose, it gets thumbs up. Flavor, 2 thumbs up.
Whoa, you're throwing out some... The lady that does not do 2 thumbs up is throwing out some 2 thumbs up.
I'm feeling a little generous tonight.
All right.
And then overall experience gets a thumbs up. The flavor just got better as I sipped it, and the smell, like, I just smelled it now and it got even better, but it still gets a solid thumbs up. So what about you?
The smell to me just got better.
Yeah,
going back
like I
to
just
it
smelled
as
it and
well.
it got even more better.
Yeah, even more better.
Even more better.
Glass 2 for me gets a thumbs up on the nose, thumbs up on the flavors, thumbs up on the experience.
Yeah.
I said on the nose it was Apple Jacks, although going back to it now, I'm getting much more oak on it. And we're not too far removed from my scoring portion here, where I was kind of really going through and trying to figure out what I felt. So it's even opening up more now. On the palate, I said Hubba Bubba and oak.
Hubba Bubba?
Hubba Bubba.
Like the bubble gum?
Like the bubble gum. Hubba Bubba and oak.
Okay.
And then on the experience, I said it had a lingering oaky tingle. Kind of like how if you like sit on your foot weird or whatever and like something goes to sleep and then it starts to have that like tingly feeling.
Yeah.
That's what glass 2 does on my palate, but it's like an oak spice. It's not quite that sharp black pepper. It's not cinnamon. It's maybe allspice. I don't know what allspice tastes like. It's definitely not brown sugar, but there's just like this lingling and lingering oaky kind of tingle that sticks around, like
an effervescence almost.
It's heavier than that.
Okay.
It's good though. These are both really good. Yeah. I mean, you can see by the thumbs that I rank these lockstep. I did put a dot next to glass 1 saying that if I wanted another pour of either one of these, that it would be glass 1, but then we got ready to do the remaining filming, and now I'm thinking like maybe glass 2 is what I want another pour of, because the nose got better.
I would pick glass 2 to get another pour of, but with that being said, they're both good and I wouldn't be mad to get a pour of either one of them.
Yeah. I hope these are both readily available. I hope they're well priced. It's an interesting matchup. Whatever they are, let's find out. We're going to find out the price first and react to that, and then we'll find out what we're drinking and react to that. Right. That way you get our honest opinion on what we think if it's worth the price or not. So glass 1 is number 50, and glass 2 is number 51.
50 and 51.
Wow. Price-wise, glass 1...
$70.
Wow. That's more than I thought.
Yeah.
But I'm not mad at it. What's glass 2?
$65.
Okay. Yeah.
So similar price points.
That's the top end of what I would pay for what's going on in these glasses, but I'm not mad at paying that price for what is here.
Yeah.
Let's find out what we're drinking.
All right, so
number 50. Glass 50. If we drink 50 glasses, we're in trouble.
Gosh.
Glass 1, number 50.
Smoke Wagon Uncut Unfiltered. 115 proof.
It does not drink like that.
It doesn't. It does drink like higher proof, I think, than glass 2 to me.
What's glass 2?
Glass 2 is Belle Meade Reserve Cask Strength. 111 proof. So barely a little less proof. So
what's happening?
I don't know.
What is Okay. There needs to be some framework around what's happening right now.
Okay, what's happening right now?
So, Smoke Wagon Uncut Unfiltered is an MGP sourced whiskey from Midwest Grain Products, Midwest Grain Producer, something. Indiana Bourbon. Belle Meade here is a Nelson Greenbrier distillery in Nashville, but they source MGP for their Belle Meade Reserve.
This is a Nashville product?
Yeah, that's right down the road.
What?
Yeah.
I didn't know that. Shoot.
She did know that. She just forgot.
No, I didn't.
We've talked about it before.
No, we haven't.
Okay. I mean, we drive through Belle Meade all the time.
I know. I didn't realize that was the same Belle Meade.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
But Belle Meade, this is the cask strength. So this is an out of production run. But they do still have the Belle Meade Reserve. It's just dropped down to 108 point something proof for standardization and a little bit more flavor consistency.
So you go from 111 to 108. So it's not a huge price, a proof point.
With the change that they've made, it gets a little less oaky like this is.
Okay.
And I'm saying that because I know tasting this outside of blinds that it is when people say, what does oak taste like? This is one of the bottles that I pull out and say, this is what oak tastes like. The Smoke Wagon's a little bit more on the fruity side. I did not realize that these were both these high proofs.
Yeah, I didn't either.
We're getting a little desensitized.
Probably
You a couple episodes ago, you were like, I'm not a rookie anymore.
I have graduated to a beginner.
You have.
Intermediate, an advanced beginner. That's what I'll call myself.
I would say you're an intermediate whiskey. Yeah.
We'll go with advanced beginner.
Nonetheless, we're off the rails. These are both solid proof points, and this is very interesting because to me, I love Smoke Wagon. I love their bottles. I love their packaging.
Their bottles are cool.
I don't personally feel like what you're getting in the bottle is super complex. It's not blowing my hair back, but it's such an enjoyable pour. Like I just love drinking it.
It's like a solid pour.
And we set classic.
Yeah.
There's enough there that if I want to start dissecting notes, I can do it. But if I just want to enjoy something for the taste and I don't want it to be boring, it delivers on that as well. So Smoke Wagon comes through for me. It's never let me down, ever. Belle Meade, honestly, kind of the same story. Like, it's just really good. It's a little different, but it's still really good. Man, both MGP sourced.
Okay.
Similar proof points to these two. I would be curious to pick up the regular 108.3 proof, I think it is, Belle Meade Reserve.
We should do that and see if we can put it against this one.
We should. So as far as the retail and consumer side of the equations go, retail, price and availability, and consumer score, whether you'd buy it again or not. So $70 for Smoke Wagon Uncut Unfiltered.
Okay.
In our market, it comes and goes. It'll come out, and if you can get to the store in a day or two when it releases, you'll get a bottle.
Okay.
Otherwise, you're going to be out of luck until it comes out again in another month or so. Belle Meade Reserve is pretty readily available. This is the cash strength. It's discontinued.
Okay.
But the regular Belle Meade Reserve, just a few proof points less, is readily available in our market.
But we have to talk about this one, right? Because the reserve could be different.
It is different. So we do have to talk about this one. It's discontinued.
Okay.
And they don't exist anymore.
Yeah.
Retail side of the equation, price and availability, glass one, Smoke Wagon Uncut Unfiltered. Where are you at?
Glass one for the retail score gets just okay.
In our market, that's probably the correct score.
Like, it's $70, not a horrible price, not the best price, and then the kind of spotty availability, not awesome, but it's just okay.
Yeah. And then would you buy it again or not for $70?
I would, so it gets a thumbs up.
There you go. It's the same for me. It's just okay on retail score, mainly because of the availability. The price, I wouldn't want to pay any more than $70 for it.
I agree.
That's the upper threshold for me, but I'm happy paying that because it makes me happy.
Yeah.
So
it brings you joy.
It does.
It sparks joy.
It does spark joy. It would not spark joy at $90 or $100.
Same.
Even $80 would bother me.
Yeah.
I would hem and haw a little bit. $70, it's just okay, but thumbs up on whether I'd buy it again or not. And I love the bottles. I'm not gonna lie. Like, I think they got the best bottles in the game. Blanton's can go kick rocks. Smoke Wagon owns you.
Ooh, he throwing shade.
All right. Let's get into Belle Meade, which also has a beautiful bottle, but that's aside from the point. So this is the cash strength, a discontinued product, retail and consumer respectively. Where are you at on price and availability, and whether you buy it again or not?
Because we have to be true to this one and not the Belle Meade Reserve, which we do need to add that to our blinds against the cask strength. So the cask strength for me gets a thumbs down because you can get it. So that kind of stinks. Yeah. So thumbs down on retail.
Would you buy it again?
I mean,
for $65?
If I could get it, it gets like a just okay. I don't know what that means. Yes, I would.
You're put off by the unavailability
I'm put off by the unavailability of it. But we'll have to see what happens if we ever pull that reserve one that we're gonna.
Oh, we'll get the one. We'll
add. That we're gonna add.
I was kind of waiting until we finish this bottle, but I think I'll go ahead and buy the regular reserve. Yeah. It's closer to this than what you're getting in this class.
I would like to see that because I would be very interested to do those head-to-heads. Yeah. So for
me, it gets a just okay on retail score because again, it's a discontinued product, so it technically should be a thumbs down, but the reserve isn't any better or worse, it's just different. And honestly, the reserve in our market would get a thumbs up. So I'm just going to give the cask strength a just okay, because I feel like the price is really good for what you're getting. $65 is great. Would I buy it again or not? Thumbs up. Absolutely. If for some reason I knew I could get my hands on the cask strength version, I wouldn't stock up, but I'd absolutely buy a backup bottle to have
For
around.
retail?
No, for the consumer. Would I buy it again or not?
No, for retail price. I'm sorry.
If I could get another one of these cask strengths at $65, if somebody said, "Hey, I got a case of these, 6 of them. Would you like to buy some?"
Yeah.
I'd buy one more just to have because I like it.
Yeah.
But I'd also I like having a bottle of Belle Meade Reserve around. Maybe that's a Nashville bias, but based on the taste, even still at $65, I'm super happy with paying that for this product. All right, let's score these. Let's get into our real world scores.
All right. We get our real world scores by adding up the thumbs you see on the screen.
Our scoring is a 10-point scoring system, but it's not your typical 10-point scoring system. It's more of like a bell curve. So when we don't know what we're tasting, we don't know whether we're supposed to like it or not. My default, personally speaking, is like thumbs up. If I paid money for something, I want it to be a thumbs up across the board. And that's kind of the midpoint range. And if you're way above or way below that, the better or worse it is respectively.
Yep.
And that's just the way that we do things around here, because when we don't know what we're tasting, we don't know whether we're supposed to like it or not. So let's get into it. Glass 1, Smoke Wagon Uncut Unfiltered.
So for me, Smoke Wagon gets a 5.5 out of 10.
Wow.
So very solidly in that midpoint range.
Yeah.
Solid pour. I really enjoyed it. The end.
A typical 5.5 on a typical 10-point scale would be a terrible score.
Right.
But
this is good.
In our scoring system, that's like pushing the top end of that midpoint, the thick part.
Anything
within
within a 4
curve.
to 6 point range is like, we have found that a lot of bourbons or whiskeys fall into that 4 to 6 point range. Expensive, allocated, not allocated, all of them, like any good ones fall into the 4 and 6 point range.
Yeah. And for me, it's a 4.5. Smoke Wagon Uncut
Wow.
Unfiltered. So it didn't blow my hair back. I don't think it's that type of whiskey. But again, it makes me happy. Like both of these glasses make me happy.
Yeah.
Because they're just so good and enjoyable to sip. So with that said, let's get into glass 2.
Okay.
Belle Meade Reserve. Where are you at?
4.5 out of 10. So really good pour. Just the lack of availability kind of hampered it for me. But it's still in that midpoint range.
Yeah, absolutely.
But what about you?
4.5 for me.
Oh, yeah?
Exact same scores. Smoke Wagon Uncut Unfiltered. These are both 4.5s for me. Does that reflect what I truly feel about these products? I'd put these products non-blind in like that, right at 6. I would. Because I really like them. I don't think, having done blinds before, I don't think either one of them completely blows my hair back, but they're just so enjoyable to sip, and I like having them around. So we're going to continue to buy them because I enjoy them.
I do too.
And when it comes to spending your own money on whiskey, I don't know what more can you ask for?
Yeah, get what you enjoy. I mean, that's really the whole name of the game.
I think these are for anybody who not necessarily likes low proof. Like, you don't want that beginner port because they are higher proof than that.
They are.
But you want something that's really enjoyable to sip, that has some complexity to it, but isn't going to just completely obliterate your face like some 130 proof, barrel proof pour will.
Yeah, these are not going to obliterate your face.
Exactly. Like, to me, these in our house, in our world, are kind of an alternative to something like a Wild Turkey Rare Breed, which is a product we absolutely love.
Yep.
And it is kind of when we want this like 1-teens-ish barrel proof pour, we'll go this way.
Yeah.
But these are both like a little bit more fruity sweet and a little bit more oaky, whereas the Wild Turkey Rare Breed's a little bit more like cinnamon leather.
Yeah.
So it's just a different vibe in that same wheelhouse. For us, I'm somebody that does like that 130 plus proof, like kick your teeth in, slap you around a little bit pour.
Slap you around.
Erin is a little bit more of like, I want a little bit more refinement. to my pour.
I'm a classy broad.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, come on.
Yeah. And so this 1 teens-ish barrel proof.
It's a happy medium.
It is our happy medium.
Yeah,
These are our
absolutely.
happy pours. I would go to these at any point in time. So as long as you're not a newbie, then absolutely check these
are
out
for you.
if you
Yeah.
haven't already. But I definitely wouldn't pay over retail. Like $70-$75 for Smoke Wagon Uncut
Yeah.
Unfiltered. It's a little bit of more of a limited product in some markets. Don't pay more than that.
Yeah.
I actually have no idea what Belle Meade availability is like in other markets because it's a local thing here to Nashville, so it's in all the stores. But don't pay more than $65 or $70 for it.
That's fair.
They're both good though. And if you think this channel is good and you would like to support what we're doing here, again, subscribe because we come out with these double blind head-to-heads every Thursday. But also check the video description below for our Patreon link. That's where we have our community element. If you like double blinds like this, if you want to do them in your own home, then we have a couple of the tiers in there where you can get a whole blind tasting kit with 8 sample jars, the whole printouts, yada yada, all these score sheets that we use.
Yeah.
You get to do the whole thing, and we walk with you through it almost as like a private tasting consultation, not from the perspective of a professional whiskey taster, but just 2 average Joes or Janes, just like you.
Yeah.
And we have fun with it. Like it's such a fun process. So you can check that down below. And you'll also see the upcoming date for our next live stream, which is we do it once a month. We try to make it an event, have like a topic, have something that actually makes it fun and interesting.
Yeah.
And we have a ton of fun with that. And then we get to hang out.
Just hanging out.
Have
So
a
come
little
hang.
virtual happy
Come
hour
hang with
after
us.
the fact. That's it for this week, guys. Erin, take us out of here.
Well, if you liked today's video, give it a big ol' thumbs up. Leave us a comment below. And until next time, guys, cheers.
Cheers.
I did the outro. I did the till next time.
I like
'cause
it.
I'm a boss. Mm.
You are a bossy lady and a classy lady. What'd you say? You're a classy
I'm a classy broad. Welcome to the channel, bringing a real world content to the real world.
Sorry, start over.
Oh, dude, that was so good. That was kind of loosey-goosey.
Yeah. Is that fun?
That was a loosey intro.
We're gonna find. We're gonna find.
We're gonna find out what the
We're
road.
gonna find out what we're gonna be drinking now tonight.
Yeah.
Dun, 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 dun. All right.
Yeah, buddy.
And we cut away, and then we come back, and then we say.
What do we say?
You say the thumbs. You say we get our real world scores, but add up the thumbs you see on the screen.
We get our real
It's so
scores
intuitive.
by adding up the thumbs, because math is good.
Yeah.
Okay.
Simple math is good. We're not doing algebra.
I like algebra. I don't like geometry.
Oh, geometry is so much more fun.
No.
Geometry greater than algebra.
Algebra greater than geometry.
Oh, you don't even know which way the symbol goes.
No, I don't know. I think I probably need to do it this way for the camera, right? Algebra greater than geometry. Right? Because we're backwards.
Maybe I did it wrong then.
I think
Okay,
you-
let's go. Stop horsing around.